We're live. So, welcome to. Would this be considered the first postseason episode of the season? Since we're in the postseason officially, right?
I'd say so, personally.
Yeah. First postseason episode of the season. All right. We're bringing two of our members of the loser bracket onto the show. Now, one we're confused.
What? Is that the theme here?
So,
I don't appreciate being called out.
Wait a fucking minute. Yeah, I feel like I'm being like fucking paraded.
Hold on.
Like it's like a zoo now. All of a sudden.
Everybody you'll be hearing from my people, Sean.
I was gonna say that's fucked up. And
I dare you
racist.
defame me in front of everybody.
Sorry, I just didn't even introduce the co-host, but he doesn't need his introducing. Jordan, why don't you go take? I guess I messed up. You go ahead, finish off the intro.
I don't really know what else is left for the intro, but yeah, we're in the playoffs. We got some losers with us. Welcome in, losers.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You know what? I'm leaving. I'm not taking this.
All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into this because there is gonna be quite a bit to discuss.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's just start with that because
Fucking
viewers,
bullshit.
if you're looking, I have the standings up. I have it all there, and actually, I'll switch over to the actual playoff bracket for you if you watch this. And if you'll notice, and you've heard the moans and groans already, there's a 6th seed, and that 6th seed, despite what we all thought was going to happen, is not the Ascended Loesch. It is the King of the West. So, look, I told you, I texted you when I asked you to come on today that you would have your platform to rant, so go ahead, take it away.
I think. Well, first off, it's fucking stupid, right? I think that I understand why I didn't get in, but at the same time I don't. And the reason that I think I understand why is because if you look, yes, we had this great write-up from Va, and it looks amazing, whatever. If you look in the league settings, it says head-to-head, and I get that. And I can only assume that potentially there's something in there where it's we have 3 from the East, 3 from the West. Maybe it was a head-to-head not with the rest of the 6 and 8 people, but a head-to-head within the division. Because I am 0-2 versus the Wardussy, and that's why I didn't get it. But the thing that I don't understand, that will kind of haunt me forever, is going into this game, ESPN said I had an 8% chance of making it. So if I was 0-2 versus the Wardussy, what was that 8%? That's what I don't understand. I can't think of a single fucking situation where I would have made it. Because, the only thing that could have happened is Va's write-up. And it did. So, what was that 8%? That's what I don't get.
Maybe it included Wardle winning because you have the head-to-head against me.
So maybe that, I was just going to look that up. Maybe that 8% came from Jordan losing, and because Jordan was projected to win, maybe that's why I gave it such a lower percent. Maybe that could have been it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because you two only played the one time, and you beat Jordan, so that would give you the direct head-to-head. Yeah, that's tough. I want to follow up because again,
that's probably it.
Yeah, and so we want to ask questions to our guests we have on, and so I just want to ask this follow up: Does it hurt more that it's Wardle who got in over you?
No, I mean, I'm
would it have
totally
been
fine.
anyone?
I'm totally fine being under Wardle. It happens to be a very natural position for me. That's not the problem. I think if I look at Oh shit! 1 second. If I pull up the league and I just like look at the West, I don't know. I feel like the only person, like if I was in this situation, like in the whole league, I don't really think there's like a specific person outside of my division that would bother me, as long as it's not JB. Like if JB and Wardell were switched, I think that would hurt. Maybe Tucker, but I mean he needs a win. But probably it just would have been JB. That would have made me upset. I don't care. It's Wardell. He's harmless.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, and I want to throw in on this too. So I pulled up support.espn to talk about playoff seeding, how the regular season works, how tiebreakers in the regular season work.
I had a point about that as well, because when you look it up, it says points for before it says head to head. I don't know if that's like an actual ranking though, because when you look it up in the league settings here, it just says head to head.
Well, it also says, so there's 2 different links you can follow, and one of them says playoff matchup tiebreakers. So if there's a tie in a playoff matchup, that's a playoff matchup, never mind. So yeah, that's why it's different. So yeah, playoff seeding. There's also though, so it's head to head. If these teams have not all played each other for an equal amount of times, which is the case, because like for example, Wardle beat you twice, right? But then he didn't beat Matt, but they only had 1 matchup. And so there was like already going to be in the pool of 6 and 8, there's already an uneven number because you and Wardle had a two game clash and him and Matt only had 1. So that already rules out head to head, according to what this says. Makes it invalid. It says the tie-breaking process proceeds to points 4. That's why I'm confused. That's what's getting me, because it literally says verbatim. It says if these teams have not all played each other for an equal amount of times, then head-to-head tiebreaker is invalid. Tie-breaking process proceeds to points 4.
Okay, but that goes back to, and this might be a stupid question. I'll call it. I'll own that real quick right now. But like, does this have anything to do with like intra-divisional? Like,
so. I guess we have to work through it. So intradivisional is listed as number 3 for the tiebreaker sequence. It says intradivisional record, so best head-to-head record within the same division. If a tie remains,
so it's purely a coincidence that it's 3 West, 3 East in the playoffs.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Okay. After the seeding, it's just a pool. It's a pool of who's seated where. And
okay, just want to make sure about that because. Again, if that goes out the window, then what you're reading, unless there's like a league setting that's like changed or something, I don't know, but like what you're saying goes against what Jordan was saying then.
It does, technically. Jordan, do you have any thoughts?
I'm just happy to be in the playoffs.
I was going to say, this motherfucker's like, I don't care. This dude, he doesn't give a shit. I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was going to say that.
Shit. What's it matter? He's not in. I mean, ESPN did its thing. It ran its calculations.
Wait, did you just say ESPN?
Yes, correct, because that is who organizes the playoffs. That is where the calculations are run and people are decided to be put into the playoffs. Now, the outcomes of games and shit, that's not ESPN.
Okay.
Like, again, like, I was like, oh shit, like, Jordan brings up a good point, which is rare, which is why I think I was so surprised. But then, like, you're reading directly from the support. I have no idea.
Okay.
And, like, Vaz is super smart.
Well,
I definitely... I will also say, like, I think that a lot of, like, my confusion... I didn't really do a lot of research initially, at least, on what the, like, percentages were. So I kind of took what Voss said at face value. And again, Voss still might be right, but now that, like, I'm diving deeper into it, I just have, like, so many more questions.
Gotcha, okay. Yeah. And actually, there's a link that leads to I think it's a more updated thing that I just found looking at the league standings on the rules, so I can send that over. But yeah, it's Harambe's will, man. Honestly, at the end of the day, Jordan's right. It's Harambe's will. So it was done. It was done. Harambe willed Wardle in. I'd also like to take a second. Matt, would you like to discuss the standing of your team? The state of the team?
No comment.
Would you like to comment on the state of the Vikings after they took a fat L to the Lions?
Justin Jefferson should have scored that touchdown.
Yes, I agree.
Can we make a statement though? Can I make a comment that they scored on that drive anyway?
Yeah, but it took off critical minutes that we could use to get that ball back.
And on top of that, a big splash play like that is a momentum swinger.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I would say just scoring the touchdown on the drive provides the same amount of momentum.
I would disagree entirely.
I also agree with Jordan.
You're telling me a splash play has the same amount of momentum as a little 1-yard dive? Not that that's how they scored, but...
Right, but I get what you're saying in the comparison to, like, say, 1 yard. I would say, it's a bigger play. Obviously, literally, it's a bigger play, but I wouldn't say that it would swing it, like, into the sense where that affected the outcome of the game.
Yeah, absolutely could have, because it took off.
No. When you talk about the time on the clock, that's a different story. Yeah. But if we're talking about the momentum, I don't think momentum, like that big of a swing of momentum, I think scoring.
How far of a touchdown would that have been?
It would have been like a 60-yarder.
All right, so he gets a 60-yarder. Sideline goes brazy. All his teammates are celebrating with him. Defense comes out juiced up like, oh, our boy just went hard. Let's get the ball back for him.
No, our defense folds like a wet napkin. They probably wouldn't have been able to stop him.
Next thing you know, Goff's laying on the floor, foot in his face mask.
Goff's playing the best football of his career the past month.
Yeah, I'm happy for Dan Campbell.
They're still not going to the playoffs.
Well, we don't have a great chance still, so... That is a realistic comment, as we sit at 20% according to ESPN's little mathematics thing. So, yeah, we definitely might not make the playoffs.
We seal in the North this Saturday, and we'll beat the Colts. And
will you beat the Colts, though?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident we'll beat the Colts. Listen, we got Kevin O'Connell, right? This man's a genius. Okay, he's going to take us to the promised land. I can just feel it.
Okay. Now. Follow-up. Are you at all jealous that we have Dan Campbell?
No, not in the slightest.
Okay. And final follow-up. Are we a better team than the Vikings because we won?
Not even close because we beat you earlier this year.
Okay. Gotcha.
What's your record say?
Ooh. 6-7.
Yeah.
It was a rough start to the season.
Or 10-3.
Dan Campbell's too busy staring at the wave going through the crowd.
He is. He hopped on Pat McAfee, and I could not tell if he was joking on the punt. Did you hear? Did you listen to that episode?
Yeah, I was paying. Yeah.
Yeah, he literally said, I could not tell if the man was joking. He literally said, I was trying to reach down to my fucking thing to tell him to not run it, and I couldn't get there in time. And then they ran it.
They after he got off the call, Pat came on and said, we just received word that Dan Campbell was joking. Everyone relax.
Yeah, but is that real or is that?
I think it's real.
Okay. All right.
Not real as in joking. I think that's actually what happened, and they just had to come out and say, "Oh, he's just joking."
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I was about to say that's definitely Dan Campbell's fucking whatever telling him, "Hey, you need to fucking fix that." Yeah.
Like, hey, we know we know how you are, but maybe we shouldn't let everyone know how you are.
We had a fat lineman seal the deal for us. I can't believe that dude scored that first down.
The most athletic lineman in the league.
Penei Sewell, baby. Man's a stud. Also, JMO, how were you feeling when JMO? Last question. How were you feeling when JMO caught that touchdown at the beginning of the game? First catch, first touchdown.
We were missing our best player in Harrison Smith, man. When he's out, man, that secondary is just Swiss cheese.
Okay, yeah, that's fair because
Harrison Smith really hurt us. I didn't even know if he was out. And we still don't have Christian Darrisaw back, like our best lineman. He's been out for like weeks with a concussion. I think he's like comatose, and they're just not telling us this.
Mosh, would you care to explain what you just put in the chat?
I'm just reading. That's why I'm being quiet. I'm just reading through this, trying to understand. I feel like the answer's here.
I'm trying to understand. Does that mean you're just ignoring Matt while he talks?
He's talking about actual football. I'm here to talk about fantasy football.
It's okay.
Also, it's the Vikings. Like, I literally could not care less.
Wow.
That's
Don't worry, man.
Do you want to comment on the state of the Niners? Have you followed how many Niners games you caught this year?
We'll go with 4.
Okay, who's the name of the current starting quarterback?
Purdy.
All right, never mind.
Yeah,
right.
look, I'm subscribed to the 49ers subreddit. Okay, so like sometimes stuff pops up on my newsfeed, and also one of my managers is significantly more of a 49ers fan than I am. But he's under the impression that I'm just as big of a 49ers fan as he is. So he'll come and he'll talk to me about stuff, and I'll like react even though I don't really know what's going on. And that's how I get most of my Niner information.
And follow up to that, how do you feel about Sean's constant use of gotcha journalism?
Gotcha journalism.
I feel like it's a pretty good indicator again of a weak journalist.
Fine.
No further questions. No further follow-up.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Muckraker over here. All right, let's go ahead and let's roll into with all these comments. Let's hit it then. So for the last regular season, looking at the game, anyone want to go ahead and start?
This is bullshit.
What? What'd you find? You got something?
Again, everything is contradicting what happened.
That's what
everything that I'm reading is like contradicting what happened. So all right, I'm sorry. This is a small bit of an aside. This will be quick, I promise. One thing that fucking kills me sometimes with like online stuff is, have you guys ever played Catan, like Settlers of Catan?
I haven't, but I know
box.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
Would you say, Jordan?
I've seen the box.
Okay, cool. It's a board game, and they have an online version that I play sometimes, and like playing it in person is a lot of fun. But then when I transition to playing it online, like it follows all of the rules very strictly, and like all of a sudden it wasn't fun anymore because like some of the things that would happen like when I would play in person that we would be like okay with don't happen because the computer dictates what happens according to like the very strict rule set, and like it's not always even like understood. So that's just kind of what I'm feeling right now. Like this happened, to Jordan's point, but I don't know why the fuck it happened, and like there's nobody that can like explain it. And it's just like really weird that like there's no transparency on this. Again, unless I'm missing something really simple, and we all are, but like I just don't get it.
I've really put zero effort into
I can tell.
Why, but it is weird that Vaughn did all the research, Mr. Smarty Pants, and he was wrong. So I think we need to reevaluate our views.
Obviously, it's not the league. It's our views on VA.
Is it too late to crawl back to Ted?
Oh my god.
Ted stopped caring like after he went
12 losses ago.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
He just needs to not care for one more game so I can win.
Yeah, to be fair though, Kirko, this is the first time in the league that you've been in the losers bracket, right?
Yeah.
So you do know that just like to literally give you a heads up, the first game we've determined doesn't actually really matter. Like this week's game for the losers bracket is kind of a bye week unless you're like playing to see who the better matchup would be and you want to match up against someone, but you can only do so much about that in general because of who wins and who loses in the other game. But game 2 is the game that if you win game 2, no matter which spot you're in, you're safe from losing.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the lower tier game and you win, you move up to being the bottom seed of that big matchup. And if you're in the upper tier game, you hold that top seed in the big matchup, and there's no way you can hit the bottom seed that last week. So you really want to win next week. That's like the big one that you have to care about, is winning in round 2.
Which also kind of sucks.
For my players.
Yes,
Wait, say it again?
but yes.
Oh, so what you're saying is I could bench all my players and it would not matter.
I mean, in theory, like I said, unless you're playing to try and play the odds of a better matchup. Yeah. Unless you're trying to play the odds of a better matchup, where it's like, if I win, I can probably get this person if they win, like that sort of thing.
Well, this is all new to me because I'm a natural born winner. So I don't understand how.
Also, keep in mind,
this happened.
Natural born winner picking the fucking Vikings as his team? Questionable.
keep in mind that
You go
everything
through
that-
adversity, Los.
You do.
You got enough of that naturally, bud.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
Can we clip that?
Yeah, can we clip that and send it to Bezos?
I'm definitely just leaving it and putting it online for anyone to see.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's. Yeah.
That
But
was-
listen, Matt, keep in mind everything that was just told to you, it was told to you by someone that co-signed that entire document that Va typed up that proved to be just wildly inaccurate.
There's something wrong.
This is
something
true.
wrong.
I did co-sign that, and I backed it up even further in the chat by sending a message that was confirmation and was wrong. So yeah, I guess
He's also fleeced me on a couple trades, so I don't know how much I
More than a couple.
a trade
So
can
you're-
have. Hold on, a trade can have 2 winners. It just didn't end up working out for one of them for you with Cordero so far.
You're learning though. You're learning though, Matt. This is what he does.
No, let's not play. You made a trade with me. So don't talk about like not trading with me, because we made a trade. So
Yeah, it'll be the last trade I do.
no, not you. I'm talking to Jordan right now, saying this is what he does. We made a good trade.
No, we did
It's working out better for you than it is for me right now.
for now.
Yeah, we'll see how it lasts. Yeah, anyway. All right, getting into the actual content now after 25 minutes of all that. Let's hit it real quick. Let's hit these winners of the week. Last one for the regular season games. Winner of the week. Go ahead, guess first, either one.
Orbital, I guess.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I think-
Wardle lost, so
Right, but
But did he?
I think he
Because
was
my loser
I
of the
think,
week is
again,
going to be Loesch.
I was gonna say, yeah, like I'm pretty sure, at least for me, like I was under the impression that Wardle was about to get kicked out of the losers bracket or kicked out of the winners bracket. So even if he lost, like he kind of won, I guess.
So, I mean, for the first time, do we have like a consensus of the winner and losers of this week being the playoff people?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I have a winner of the week that's not Wardle.
All right, throw it in.
My winner of the week is Mr. Very, Very Limited. He had a simple task, winning in, and what do you know? He won, and now he's on. He had Jared Goff put up a fat 40. I criticized his decision to have both Cowboys running backs. I was like, oh, what's he going to do? Make the wrong decision and start one and not the other. No, he's starting both, and they're both producing for him. Nick Folk continues to be a solid kicker, much as I hate to say that. You do hate seeing 32 points sitting on his bench, but it's not like it really mattered.
Nope, it didn't.
Yeah, I mean, and Devontae, in my opinion, is not going to score only 9 points every week. So good for Mr. Limited, very limited. Because, like I said, winning in, and now he's in.
Mr. Limited. Yeah.
Team,
No,
team let me down.
that is fair. Hey, can I can I note something real quick? Because I know how you were about it a few weeks ago, Jordan. I just want to say, obviously, season's not over in terms of final standings for position players, but now that Aaron finally had his bye week, and now Goff and Aaron are on even terms, because Lions have had their bye week like over a month ago. Goff sits, I believe it's 7 slots higher than Aaron. They're about 30 fantasy points ahead of Aaron, and looking like if he can keep up what he's been doing, he could end up the better quarterback than Aaron in fantasy. So,
hey, we'll see. You know?
Yeah, we'll see.
Those ankles look mighty weak on Goff. That's all I'm saying. Maybe a lineman rolls up on him. Maybe a defender goes a little low.
Maybe
I'll be making some calls. That's all
someone
I'm saying.
flies up from Orlando, Florida, and does the job themselves.
Listen, I hate being wrong. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe twist his ankle on the sprinkler head.
Yes. On that terrible turf at Ford Field.
Absolutely horrible stadium, my God.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Well,
I hear the ghost of Martha wanders.
she's alive
around.
still. She's alive still, so not a ghost. I do want to throw in, appreciation. I mean, you gotta give the credit where credit's due, right? We all were questioning the two running back ad, like you mentioned, and so far Foreman I don't think has worked out for you that great, right, Matt? Overall, long term, and Mike Evans is ass. So
should have gone for Sanders.
So yeah, we and he's, like you said, he's starting both. He's running what Wardle did last year with the Hunt Chubb before Chubb kind of took over completely. He's running them both successfully. He fleeced me and Matt in that trade.
Yeah.
It worked out for him. Tony Pollard's like the number 7 running back, or is number 6, and Foreman is not that.
No,
not even close.
I'd also like to say, since we've had the opportunity, Loesch, we did criticize the Geno Smith ad multiple times, but it seems to have worked out all right for you.
Yeah, I have gotten. I don't want to say. Yeah, I've gotten kind of carried just a little bit by some of my people, and I'm pretty okay with it. I feel like that's kind of generally just how it goes. But the Christian McCaffrey trade to the Niners in the middle of the season has been very good to me.
Yeah, it has.
Like McCaffrey and Kelsey have been like a very solid backbone for my team, and I think Geno is solid. I think he's definitely cooled off a lot. He's like more so average at this point to like slightly above average, but he had like a really rough stretch in the middle where he, like with the 14 and then the 18, and I just didn't really have any other good options, so I stuck with him, and that ended up being beneficial to me. Got fucking Carson Wentz in my IR spot, Marcus Mariota also in IR, Tom Brady on the bench. Fuck you, Tom Brady. Sorry, one minute.
Aren't they benching Marcus Mariota?
They did bench Mariota, yeah. And you have, so why is
He's on
Carson Wentz?
IR.
Why is
left
Carson
IR.
Wentz on your IR still? Why are you rostering 4 quarterbacks?
You know, man. Well, I paid like $30 for Wentz. You know, it's like the principle of the matter at this point.
Isn't that like a key flaw in like some sort of business? There's like some I don't know what I'm trying to say. But like,
Sunken cost fallacy.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, it would be if I was more active on fantasy football, probably. But I generally pick up and drop to avoid buys as compared to like making big like waiver wire snipes and money moves. So it's not really much of a wasted spot.
I would have benched Diggs for Thielen and benched Hopkins for Lockett. I would have won. Damn.
And you would have been in the spot, yeah. That is
Big ifs.
That is tough. Loesch, actually, would you like to? Because on this pod, we like to provide a platform, and would you like to apologize for the blasphemy you said about Harambe?
No. Why would I?
Well, you're on.
I'm over here.
Comment earlier.
I'm over here worshiping.
Yeah, let's talk about that too.
No, it's okay. We don't need to revisit that.
No, I think you should.
No,
I think an apology is in order.
I'm out here, bro. Fuck Harambe. I'm worshiping a gold calf. Fuck Harambe.
I've said that too many times now.
You've made your statement on that very clear. And where you stand.
Fuck him.
And now you're disrespecting him on the pod directly. So
I don't give a shit.
Wow.
Pretty sure there's an old video of Munching with Milos where he has a picture of that child on a shirt.
Oh, that is sick. Do you have that? Because that's sick.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like he's honoring the child that got Harambe killed. That's disgusting.
It's like one of those.
I do not want to
shirts you
apologize.
see in the middle of the mall, but it's just like
Next to the fucking picture, like Vegeta or whatever.
those shirts.
I will not apologize. Oh, dude, those shirts go hard.
All right, let's move on then. Big Kirko, you got a winner of the week?
I'll give it to JB.
Okay. Yeah, fair. I mean, definitely. I think I'll give mine. I want to give mine actually also to Living in Babylon. I know I've done this too much this season for JB's liking because of the host animosity he wants. But, I mean, just on the basis, put up the league's highest amount of points. Your team goes nuts. 2 weeks ago, you're down. You're being all moody in your texts because you lost and you're in the loser's bracket, being rude. And now you win 2 straight. You're coming in with a full head of steam. And, you know, you got a good lineup, even with Damian Pierce hurt. Oh, wait, no, he looks like he's going to play?
He's doubtful.
But he's still in your lineup, Jordan, I'm seeing. Projected for points.
He shouldn't be.
Oh, my
You're looking at last week.
I guess. Oh, yeah. No, I am looking at last. That's weird. Okay, it was on week 14. Yeah, never mind. So, yeah. So, like I said, yeah. So, he's, even with him out of your lineup, still looking powerful. I mean, Mike Williams is back in full. You dealt with his injury for a bit. Aaron Jones has been wish-washy, but now he's, good in health too. So you're coming in strong. You made the push to get back in. So I'd say that's winner of the week worthy.
Sean, how did we go from the first unanimous winner and loser of the week to all of us having like a different answer?
Because then Jordan said no, he had one, and then let's just roll with it then. Let's just all pick one separate.
Interesting.
But I guess we didn't have one separate because you just picked JB, right, Matt? So that's the same as Jordan's.
I guess that's fair.
So, hey, it's fun. All right. So let's loser of the week. What do we got?
I got Loesch.
Yeah, just fucking kill me with a hammer.
Like it up, but
yeah, dude. Yeah.
This
somehow still ended up in the loser's bracket despite our resident genius Va putting together a spreadsheet. This guy JJJ, he's a hack.
In his spreadsheets.
Yeah. So he gets poor Loesch's hopes up, and then look at what happens.
Because when you put something on a spreadsheet, people are going to believe it more.
Oh, absolutely.
So
look professional.
Yeah. Dude, look at the format.
What I'm saying.
How do you not believe that?
Yeah, I don't know.
The underline, teams in the hunt, scenarios.
And then when your incompetent commissioner backs it up as well as fact, you're basically set in stone. You're set in stone believing it, right?
Commissioner.
So, yeah.
So, because most of us bought into JJJ's farce that he decides to spend all this time researching. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Loesch because his hopes were sky high. You could see him; he was already planning a parade for making the playoffs and everything.
I was so happy. I was about to I was in the chat talking about Ascension.
Yeah, and he's not going to get his deposit back for those floats he ordered.
No, I already bought the boat.
Yeah, so I just feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
Loser of the week. But I will say now I'm very happy that he's in the losers bracket after a certain comment just disparaging Harambe's name. So.
Fuck her. Oh, I thought you were talking about the other comment.
Well, yeah, that one, the one where you said "fuck Harambe," you're spitting on his name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck you,
it's
Harambe.
disgusting. And
Fuck you, Harambe. That's all I have to say.
And also the comment about the other people.
Oh well, that one.
No,
yeah, no, that one.
So,
That one I'm sending to Reverend Jesse Jackson.
that crosses into a different line too. He's going to a different level with that. That's
Sean, what's home field advantage, real quick? I see that there
just
isn't one.
bullshit because they have it so that you can potentially use it for like tiebreakers and extra points for having home field advantage. Like in some leagues, like people start off with extra points for having home field advantage, and it's just a thing that doesn't really matter in our leagues. We don't let it matter because it is pointless. But home field advantage just means you're like literally it's a home game for you. It means nothing.
All right, just curious.
Yeah, but all right. So we do have a unanimous loser of the week then. If no one else has anyone different.
I think Follow Spike is a pretty good candidate. I think if he beats Vol, I think he's in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you're not coming back next time since you just destroyed our unanimous loser.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Right.
Diversity's good. Okay.
I'm kidding.
We don't need to have all uniform.
See? Come on.
Are you telling me you're not okay with communism? Uniformity?
All right, can we clip that?
There's a few clips coming out of this one. This one might get us kicked off YouTube.
You're teaching in Florida. I don't think you can be saying that stuff.
That's fair. That's fair, especially with this whole parents' right bill that just got passed.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait a minute.
Yeah. Right of the parent to push into the classroom and barge in on everything I teach, question my stuff.
Well, teaching
You guys are doing a great job right now.
Yeah, we are actually. So,
What was that 70% fail rate?
Jesus.
what are you talking about? So who has a 70% fail rate? What are you talking about?
What were the numbers? Like, as long
Like
as
our proficiency was in the 60s for Dr. Phillips. It was not great.
as long as you turn in a blank sheet of paper, you get a 40%.
Oh,
Jesus
that concept
Christ.
you're talking about. Yeah. Basically, not to get into this, but just a brief little. Yeah, you can basically the school system rounds up and actually found out so teachers can only in Orange County they can only give a minimum of a 40% as a grade, and actually Skyward, our system for grading, rounds 40%ers that did nothing all semester up to a 50%. So really, you can go to school and in Orange County you can give 0% effort and get 50% return.
Wow.
raising winners, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, so why ever would parents want to get involved in the education of their children?
Okay,
Oh,
but
boy, here we
that's
go.
like a district level. You go to we're talking about pushing into teachers' lessons and challenging all the shit that's a totally different topic.
Well, when you're promoting communism, I
Thank you.
don't disparage that.
Do I have a Bernie flag in my room? Guess. Yes or no?
I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to say when you do the pledge, you take the American flag down. You say, "You all face Bernie."
You actually want to hear a truth? I'm the only person who stands for the pledge in my class in the morning in first period. All the kids sit and sometimes they talk over the pledge.
That's disgusting.
You got to keep up appearances, so I understand.
That's actually kind of the consensus around the school is the kids don't even give a shit when the pledge is on for the most part.
That Jordan's just seething with
That's
rage right
the
now.
point of that comment. But yes, it is true though. It's not wrong. I see it every day. Anyway, off of that, let's go to this matchup then. Let's playoffs. Playoffs round 1. We have less matchups. We have a couple bye weeks. All right, matchup of the week. Who are we looking at?
I'm thinking biting kneecaps versus the bye week might be a pretty interesting matchup.
Okay, who could win that though?
It's biting kneecaps, so I say it's anyone's game.
Okay,
I'm favoring the bye week though.
Gotcha.
I mean, who knows what injuries await and everything else.
Yeah, Jamar Chase is going to get injured again. I can feel it.
You want it so bad, don't you?
It's gonna get injured, and so is who else you got? And so is
Montgomery,
Chubb.
Monty.
So is Barkley and Chubb, and Patrick Mahomes is gonna just not play for the rest of the year.
So this is you are. So I've gathered you're rooting against me. All right. Is it consensus that I'm getting rooted against solely because of the back-to-back?
You cheated me last year.
Oh.
You cheated me
You're
last
getting
year.
rooted against because I'm still in it. And I'm rooting for myself.
Did you say I cheated you last year? Is that what I just heard?
Yeah.
How?
That trophy should be mine.
Oh yeah, it was you guys. I totally forgot. I just remember winning. Don't remember. Don't remember who I played.
You know, just like the commissioner to step on the little guy and not remember.
Nah, yeah.
What was it? Builds resilience or something?
No. All realistic. I mean, to my opponent last year, we did come down to literally a pass. You know, Kirk threw that, or not Kirk. Sorry, he was the reason that because he was out with COVID. But whoever it was threw that pass. That last pass was to Justin Jefferson. That BS pass into the end zone.
Yeah,
that would have been the win. I mean, he literally needed like 20 yards. And it was like a 40-yard pass in the end zone for just a last attempt. If he caught it on a nothing play, I would have lost it. So no, it was it was a good game. But all respect to it.
Now look where I'm at. Falling from grace.
Yeah. So Loesch, you got a matchup you're looking at this week more than anyone?
Yeah, me versus fucking ESPN support.
File that claim.
That's my goddamn matchup.
It should be you versus the civil suits I'm about to file against you for your race car.
Matt, I stand behind you. You need a witness to stand.
I don't know. Again, like 50% of the well, not 50%, but like the losers bracket matchups don't really matter. Again, going back to Sean's point about the first week in the losers bracket. I would say, honestly, Biden kneecaps versus the bye, again, looks challenging. No comment there, really, though. JJJ, also on the bye, living in Babylon versus Mr. Very Limited. And then you have King of the West versus Bums R Us. I don't know, like, I think JB versus Jordan could be interesting because we might get like an El Clasico in the winners bracket, which is always exciting, especially because it looks like Jordan's on a roll and fuck Sean. But I'm gonna say I'm kind of interested in King of the West versus Bums R Us. Like, I'm not rooting for Tuck, but I'm kind of rooting for Tuck.
You're rooting against Wardle.
Yeah, it's not enough that like he's got to lose. He's got to lose.
Okay.
I don't care what happens. He's got to lose.
I've been commenting
again,
on
Wardle,
my
right?
matchup with Mr. Very Limited. I will say it'll be interesting because our quarterbacks teams actually face off.
Who?
Oh yeah.
Me versus Mr. Very Limited.
Oh, you mean Mr. Very Limited?
Sorry, you're right.
Sorry, I didn't understand it first.
Yeah.
He benched Jared Goff after that performance. Oh, I guess they're going to go up against the Jets. Makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, his other option is the Eagles with Justin Fields coming off an injury. I don't know if that's much better. The Jets, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, the Jets are the Jets, so it does make sense, and it's it's over in New Jersey, but I don't know. Goff, I don't know. I've seen him put up 3 points, so I can't really say much on him, but I can just say he's better than Aaron.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's going on?
So, JB is definitely like a Lamar stan. There's no question about that. Like, if you look at his short code is even like, what is it, like LJ08? Do you guys have players throughout all the years that we've done fantasy football, do you guys have players that you like attribute with like league members? Because I put off the top of my head, it's Lamar Jackson for JB.
Yes.
It's Todd fucking Gurley for Jordan.
Okay.
Even though he's not here anymore, like that's the one thing that I remember.
Yeah, he won me that year.
I would almost. I feel like this is like the second year in a row that I've had Kels, maybe, but like that's kind of like a stretch. So I'm just curious if you guys had like correlations like that.
Yeah, I mean Michael Thomas is.
Yes, Michael Thomas and Ted. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's one for sure.
Wardle and Kyler Murray.
Really?
Yeah, Wardle's had Kyler Murray as his quarterback, I think 3 years.
Yeah, he does like drafting him.
Sean and Aaron Rodgers, just because Sean loves that guy for some reason.
How would you go fuck yourself? Actually, it's you
also
and Aaron
Sean
Rodgers
and Viking player.
Actually,
yeah, I was going to say it's definitely Jordan and Aaron Rodgers, probably more than Gurley.
Jordan and his little and I'm gonna say it. Jordan and his team, he was trying to build of all white people. Because you know you were doing
figure that. My first round pick was Derrick Henry.
You tried to go for McCaffrey. You tried to go for because McCaffrey wasn't available. You tried to go for McCaffrey. You tried to go for Cup. You wanted the trifecta for you of Rodgers, McCaffrey, and Cup. You wanted that.
I'm not going to deny that I wanted Rodgers and Cup. I cannot say I wanted McCaffrey as well.
Hey, he was a good pickup.
No, he was. But I was beginning of the season.
Oh, I was very stressed picking him.
Yeah, concerned about his injuries. So here's Mr. Gotcha again coming at me.
I feel like to throw in here, maybe what about Ted and Joe Mixon? He had Joe for a couple of years.
That's true. Ted and Joe, that was the whole like handcuff thing.
Mixon?
Yeah.
Joe Mama.
Well, Ted had Adam Thielen for a bit.
Oh shit. Ted had who, sorry?
Adam Thielen.
He was Thielen in the flesh.
Yeah, so much of a change there.
Yeah.
I had Stephon Diggs for a couple of years.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess Tuck and I was gonna say Joey Burr, but I think it's only 2 years that he's had.
I was gonna say the Joey Burr is probably pretty new. If he picks him up next year, though,
I attributed Tuck to the losers bracket.
Tuck and his doppelganger Cameron Brate.
Hey, it's not an unfair thing to say, Matt, because when I was talking to him, he was saying that this is his second time overall in the winners bracket, and the first time came like year 1 or 2. He doesn't even remember it.
So long ago.
Oh, I was talking.
Tuck had like the worst team in the league last year, even though he didn't lose.
Yeah, he was pretty bad last year.
Yeah.
I just have a hard time believing he talks to Sean.
No, we talked.
I wonder who has the lowest points for
Matt
across the league's history.
That's a great
I feel like
question.
it's probably Tuck.
Probably Tim.
That's fair.
Maybe.
Despite being one of the few that know football.
I know.
Fair.
Oh, well, yeah, we're looking at. I'm going to be interested. My matchup of the week is going to be seeing who I'm going to be facing. That's pretty much. I mean, living in Babylon, Mr. Very Limited. I have one that. Yeah, actually, you know what? You know what? Honestly, I would be interested in either. I would like an El Clasico matchup. That would be interesting. A playoff El Clasico has not happened since season 2, where we faced off in the finals. So that would be the first time in like 4 years that's happening. So that would be interesting. But you also have a very full head of steam right now, and so that's also just not something that you want to face in general, no matter whose team it is. So it'll be a toss-up. I'll be interested to see who I'm playing.
Yeah, aside from my matchup, I'm going to be checking out Loesch versus Follow Spike. Can Loesch give his boys that motivational talk to get them riled up? Just let them know, like, hey, we were cheated. This is what happened. Looking at this, though, it's interesting. All his players of color are on the bench.
No, you're kidding.
No, wait. Hold on. No, you want to know why? It's because I just... Wait, me?
So you knowingly did this.
No, I'm joking.
Okay, I was going to say, wait a minute.
I was just going to link it back to that comment you made about Matt earlier.
A.J. Brown, Latavius Murray, Geno Smith.
So wait, but what did you mean then when you said you know why that's the case? It's like you were planning to do that or something.
What?
I just
got off the phone with my lawyers. They said that what Loesch said was technically a hate crime. So they will be very interested in seeing the Harambedome uploaded this week.
John's about to get DDoSed.
Good. I'm glad.
You're gonna get served with a subpoena.
While we're at it, I have a video of Sean to send to you as well.
Yeah, I've got a few of those as well.
listen. We'll all go down at the same time. Let's see.
What does that take us to?
That takes us to hitting we're hitting the offers report. The offers report. So we're looking at transactions made over the past week. So let me go ahead and kick it off with last time we did it was we covered all the way up to the 8th, right? So now we're just looking at Sunday the 11th and Wednesday the 14th. So on Sunday the 11th, JJJ added Travis Homer after the injury to Kenneth Walker for $11. Dropped the Saints defense. No one else put an offer on Travis Homer. But, I mean, I understand the move. And then, now, fast forward to today, you had... Oh, and I'm actually interested at this. Okay, so you had the Chiefs defense added by Mr. Very Limited for $15. Okay, dropped Greg Dulcich, the Denver tight end. And no one else put a claim in on it. But I understand they're playing Houston, I believe. So that's a very appealing matchup. Then you had King of the West go for Evan Ingram for $5 and me go for Evan Ingram for $5. But I guess King of the West got lucky again. It was just his week with this little luck stuff, and he had the waiver order over me, so he got him. And he dropped Foster Moreau. And did you guys see Evan Ingram's stats last week?
Nah.
I was curious because I was surprised. I'm surprised looking at this that not more people put a bid in. He had like 34 points and he had like 14 targets, 11 catches, like almost. He had
15 targets, 2 touchdowns, 162 yards, 11 receptions.
Yeah,
he balled out.
And the week before, it's not like it's like a total anomaly because he had 5 for 30 on 7 and a touchdown. And he's had other games this season where he's like cracked 13. Then he had a 9-point game based on receptions with double-digit targets. So he's been, he's tight end all the way up to 5 now. But before this week, I'm sure he was like just middle tier. But that's a big game. I think that I don't know if you go all the way back down to like 0.9 from week 12 from a 15 target week. I mean, I feel like he'll be useful going forward. I was just surprised.
It is Evan Ingram though.
You had Evan Ingram a couple of the years, right, when he was on the Giants?
Yeah, and I mean, there was one year, I think, where he was serviceable, and then after that, he was just drop city.
Yeah, so maybe he just had his game of the season. I don't know. But King of the West added Baker Mayfield for $5. No other ads there. And then... or attempts at adding. Chris Boswell, the kicker, got added by bums, and then I added Brock Purdy for $0. So,
you think Purdy is Purdy?
I think he's kind of Purdy, and I think that if he's healthy, I'm just gonna roll with
start over Mahomes.
Maybe. Well, it's no, I wouldn't disrespect my homie like that. My homie is gonna helpfully carry me with Harambe's will to another title. And then going forward, I've grown accustomed to Mahomey over the past couple years. I like him, so I think I might like him.
I don't think he likes you.
Well, we talk, so I think he might.
Oh, really? You talk to Mahomes?
Yeah, I do TikToks with him.
Wrong Mahomes.
I believe you watch TikToks of him.
Well, we watch TikToks together all cuddled up, so it's kind of cute, actually. All right, well, let's, Jordan, how about we hit this free agent budget summary, your favorite?
All right, so sitting at top of the list, a man who clearly didn't need to add any players along the way this season is Brennan Lasher, $73, follows Spike. Behind him is Cole Popovi at $52, the ascended Loesch.
Loser's bracket.
Who is he still ascended?
Descended Loesch.
Descended now,
Yeah, he's definitely the ascended Loesch.
The descended Loesch is at $52. Behind him is Baden JJJ, our resident genius. He's the best at figuring out the playoff situations and who's going to make it. His word is what we should go by 100% of the time. He's so smart. Yeah, he's at $46. Behind him is me, living in Babylon, at $43. Behind me is Big Kirko Thuggin Cousins, who has a civil suit against another guest on this pod that I fully support. He's at $32.
Always be behind you, Jordan.
James Wardle, King of the West, $27. Somehow snuck his way into the playoff bracket. Behind that $27 is the Spank Engine himself, the lowly, this year anyways, Ted Siemens, $26.
Who did he beat?
Yeah, I don't really know who he beat, and I don't really want to look because it might be me. And I don't want that on my conscience. But he's at $26. At $15 is Mr. Very, very limited James McClendon, $15. Bums are us. He was a spender this year. It paid off. He's the third seed. Tucker Nugent. He's at $11. And then biting kneecaps, Sean Gayward, $5 remaining in his account, which he tried to spend on Evan Ingram. And somehow he's at position 10 but doesn't understand how he lost the waiver order to Portal.
Yeah, so two things after that. One, Ted beat JJJ in week 2, and he beat Follow Spike in week 7.
All right, well, I'm glad I'm not part of that.
And two, when you say, Matt, you will always be behind Jordan, do you mean that in any other manner other than just like moral support, or like have you ever been behind Jordan in any other kind of way?
So we already have a racism, a racially charged comment. Is this a homophobically charged comment as well?
Well, I never. There was no phobia in the question. I'm just asking if you and him have ever been behind each other in that way.
That's personal stuff, Sean. Okay, listen, we don't talk about that on a football podcast. Okay, I don't ask what you do in your free time.
Okay, well that's because sometimes you know exactly who and you're there, so it's you and me.
Yeah, we don't ask you about those students you forced to stay after class. So
yeah, no,
Communist Manifesto in their brain.
But
we don't talk about your multiple posts how pedophilia should be included in LGBTQ.
You are sick. You are a sicko. Maybe you're projecting onto me right now, and that's what's happening. So,
wow, Sean, that's gross.
Anyway, so I'm just gonna assume you two have been behind each other in different ways like that. So we're just gonna move on from there into the.
And does that make you jealous? I guess follow up. Is that why the question comes out?
I don't appreciate being gaslit into questions like these, but
Define gaslight.
A convenient word to use to sound cool because I don't want to answer the question. Gaslight. And yes, if that answers the question, I'm using words that don't fit. Yes, I'm very jealous of this because.
Well, I don't even know if it fits because I can't clearly define because it's been used so many times now that I've lost the true meaning.
Maybe the most liberal person here will be able to answer it. Cole, what does gaslit mean?
Wait, did you just call me the most liberal person here?
Are you not? Are you not?
No, yeah, I probably am.
All right. I'm not saying someone's not far behind you, but I'm just saying the
I was
most.
gonna say I'm surprised you think of me there instead of yourself. Anyway, gaslighting. It's like convincing somebody of something that like never happened.
Yeah, that definitely didn't fit. Well, either way, yes, I'm very jealous, incredibly jealous, because my whole plan since Melbourne were to get that, but Matt never bit. So, yeah.
Okay, so something that's very interesting is I'm doing some research. I found another instance where this weird head-to-head thing has happened, but in this case, the team that would be equivocal to me actually did get in.
I think you should host a campaign to protest this.
I'm like, this is gonna bother me. This is my fucking reason for living at this point. Like, I don't get it.
When you want to know something funny, when I called Wardle today to ask if he'd come on the pod, he was at work, by the way, Jordan. He said no.
He works.
Yeah, he's a working man, so he couldn't be on.
Mexican, of course he works.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So anyway, he said that because I started out by saying, "Hey, I'm gonna ask you a question. You can't do anything about it," and I was gonna say, "Hey, you're gonna be on the pod today," and that's what I said. But he thought when I said that I told him that there was some weird calculation where he got in, and I was going to manually put Loesch in, and that he was about to get angry.
I mean, you should. Okay. All right. Hypothetical. I'm not saying this is going to happen. Hypothetically, let's say I managed to get in contact with somebody at ESPN. Again, this is purely hypothetical. I'm actually curious as to what your guys' reaction to this would be. Let's say I send an innocuous question. Hey, ESPN person, why did this happen? And they take a look at it. And they go, oh, that's weird. That wasn't supposed to happen. And they change it. How do you think the league would react?
Well, if it can be done before Thursday and there's proof of an ESPN associate or however, whatever, saying, oh, that shouldn't have happened and changing it, what can we do?
Would there be any fear from anybody that they would be playing Harambe by doing that?
Well, fuck Harambe.
Well, first of all, I completely disagree with that statement, but I'm not the one reaching out to make the changes, so...
No, I'm not, like in this hypothetical situation, I'm not asking them to change it.
They just do.
Yeah, theoretically.
Let's change the question to how do we think Wardle reacts, and what do we do about his reaction?
You want to know Wardle's reaction?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess. Whatever. It's always me.
Yeah.
And no, it was not a recording of Wardle either.
It fooled me.
Yes, you guys, whatever.
That part where you said it's always me. That's... Oh, man. All right. Well, we got to hit some icy hot takes. And this is refreshing because we got a couple people on here who haven't delivered an icy hot in a while. So let's hear them. Let's get some icy hot takes in here. Playoff time. Playoff icy hots. Sponsored by Shaquille O'Neal. Matt, go ahead. Or Cole if Matt's not ready.
No, Matt, go first. I'm looking something up.
Wow, just like you did. Tell me to go first, huh?
What does that mean? I'm putting you first.
I don't have one yet. Hold on. Okay. John, you go first.
All right. Dude, now this is number 13 for you and me, Jordan. 14. Have we just done 14 icy hot takes?
It's getting a little ridiculous.
You've been on every one, right? You didn't end up missing last week's because we came back we did it on the Friday. So.
No, I did miss 1 week, I think, right?
Was there? Oh, yeah, I guess there was 1 week. So I've done 14. This will be 14. This will be 13 for you. That's a lot of icy hot takes. So let me just roll with this then. Icy. And we can debate if this is icy, but I'm going to go ahead and call it icy. It's looking like it's weird. Harambe's will, it was done. That's how it should be. And if something were to change, that's probably Harambe's will too, that it actually miraculously does, that someone changes something like Losh's hypothetical. But looks like Losh should have gotten in. Here's the icy. It looked like everyone thought. Vaughn drew it up. Everyone thought it was. That's icy. Losh looked like Losh should have gotten in. Hot. Losh is going to reach out to ESPN support. Through Harambe's will, someone will get back to him. And Losh is going to get changed by the end of the week into the winner's bracket and then get obliterated by his tattoo buddy, Tuck.
We are a really cute tattoo couple, I will say.
So, there's my...
You plan on getting more tattoos after that one, or are you addicted to ink now?
Only if Tucker gets them with me.
How many tattoos are you willing to have with Tucker?
That depends.
On?
I don't know. It depends on how we do it. Because, I kind of chose this one. If you chose the next one, maybe if we went, back and forth. But I feel like at that point, there might be, Okay, first off, I will say, Tucker does not have much fucking canvas left. No, I'm serious. Dude looks great. He's tatted to shit, though. And, I know he has plans for, the rest of himself and what he wants to do with it. But, my man is inked out. It's not a whole room left.
What do you think his reaction would be if next time he saw you had shown pictures of his tattoos to an artist up there and just replicated
Just copied it
on yourself?
That's not actually a terrible idea.
You just got the same exact tattoo.
If Tuck asked you, would you do it if you wanted to be tat buddies?
No, I mean, it's kind of cool. I don't think about it. I got it, and that's kind of it. Sometimes I'll look down and I'll see it, and it's kind of whatever. I think, I'm not opposed to getting more, but I'm also, I don't have any, lined up.
Was there, you guys were together when you got it, right? Same place?
Yeah, so it was his sister's fiance, I think. I'm not sure 100% if they're engaged. But yeah, so we were at the tattoo shop together.
All right, and I just have to ask this follow-up. Was there, a sentimental moment involved where, was a, hey, I'm going to think of you every time I look down, even though we're a whole country apart? When I see this tat, every moment with Tucker is a sentimental moment, let's be real. And if you've seen the picture, we got a picture of both of our feet, and if you look really closely, you can see that our toes are holding hands, because it's our feet next to each other. So yeah, it was pretty sentimental.
Did you sell that on your Only Feet fans?
No comment. So, that is an icy hot take. I would definitely agree, Sean. It's probably not going to happen, just because I don't know I don't know how you even reach out to ESPN And the reason that I say that is because there's no fucking way they're going to have a live chat. Because I promise you, every fucking year, there's probably a million motherfuckers like me who are having a very similar problem. I would say that, like, a lot of people probably haven't looked into the playoff seeding maybe as much. But, like, I almost guarantee that they somehow get bombarded every year by, like, people who feel like the system's wrong or like they've been wronged. And I know this might be very ironic for, like, me to be talking about that, but, like, I feel like that's, like, a major reason why they wouldn't have, like, a live chat support. I have no idea how I would get in contact with them. I will figure it out, though.
Especially because people that do, like, money.
Yeah,
they're getting screwed with money. Definitely.
Like, I would not want to fuck with that because, like, I don't know. It's not like liability. Hell, maybe it is. But, like, I would not want to be, like, communicating with people who are, like, playing in money leagues.
Yeah. Well,
like, that just seems like a bad business idea.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I realize it's a bad. That's actually, I just realized it's a bad icy hot take anyway, because it would be Harambe's will that actually happened, and you've cursed him too many times, so he's
a fucking bitch.
He's not. Nope.
Yeah,
he's not helping bitch. You. He wouldn't help you, so I can already tell my icy hot's not going to happen.
No, because he's a fucking bitch. Sorry.
Is Harambe euphemism for something else?
Okay, all right, okay.
I'm just saying you sound very passionate about it.
Look, whatever. Jordan, what's your icy hot take?
My icy hot take, it also involves you.
Oh, boy.
You see, you were primed to be in the winner's bracket, and so it's real icy to say you're probably gonna take this first up in the loser's bracket. Or sorry, you're primed to be in the. I don't know how I phrase that, but you were supposed to, according to our resident genius, let's all just listen to everything Voss says because he's got to be smart, right?
And he had a spreadsheet.
Yeah. That's actually what JJJ stands for. Genius, genius, genius. He just spelled it wrong.
And he also came on the pod in a lab coat, so we were like, oh, we got to trust him.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we thought Loesch was going to be in the winner's bracket. He got the dub that would have set him up to be in the winner's bracket, so people are feeling pretty high and mighty about his team. And I think he takes a dub this week. I think he does. I think he beats Follow Spike. Exactly. It doesn't matter because then he'll lose the next two, and he will be the loser of the league
again
because of his little sly comments regarding our league's namesake.
Because of my hubris.
Correct.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's gonna happen.
Whatever.
Jordan's icy hot has a real good chance of coming true because of the way that you disrespected Harambe. Matt, you got one?
Yeah. I'm thinking icy high here. Icy. I think Sean beats the bye week.
Nice.
Hot take though. I think you're gonna lose round 2 to Jordan, and I think Jordan is gonna win the league this year.
Oh shit.
Matt, I appreciate the vote of confidence from you.
No problem.
Like I said, call me the stand, and I will definitely speak out against Loesch's comments.
Oh, I have you queued up as my number 1 witness. You have the most credibility.
Anyway. That's actually, like, kind of fucked up, but that was actually going to be my take as well. I'm pretty sure Jordan's gonna win the league this year.
Well, now I'm kind of nervous about that because
you just got endorsed by a man who cursed Harambe's name. But you can't do anything about that. So.
Hell of a person to have in your corner, right?
I'll take the support, though. Thank you, Will.
I
Well,
need to
that's
break
it.
out a spreadsheet, man.
We lost the sponsorship for the Watson segment, so we've covered playoffs. So I mean, we're at it. We're at the end here, boys. So do we have any final comments before we head into the first round of playoffs, especially from the guests?
How long before we lose the Shaq sponsorship? So I don't need to come up with an icy hot every week if I get back on the pod next year.
Maybe we could just set it to where the guests need to do icy hots after the first couple weeks.
Yeah, I like that. And then if we got one.
John, stop fucking texting me. Sean.
Just send
Sean.
me a text. It's all right.
Sean. No.
Final comment. I guess just good luck to everyone this week. Of course, except to my opponent. Do got respect for him, but this week we're enemies.
Fair. Loesch, any final comments?
No. Nothing.
All right.
Except fuck Harambe.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I just don't think you'll be on the pod again after this disrespect.
Here.
It would be bad on
What
us.
What?
We'll have to discuss this. Maybe I'll have a change of heart. Maybe you'll come clean.
Fucking commish acting all high and mighty, huh?
Listen, I just gotta say my last words here for the pod.
Oh, you're gonna just completely skip over Matt's final comments?
Well,
Wow. Thanks, Gordon.
Matt, you got anything to add?
Nothing. Just I'm rooting for Jordan to win the league and for Sean to lose. Yeah, that's it.
Hey, I'll do my best.
all right. Well, that's a lovely comment from you. Lions are the best team in the North, even though the division standings don't show that.
Yeah, the numbers don't lie, Sean.
Apparently they fucking do.
Yeah, so
Well, no, you're looking at numbers put together by genius.
Was he, like- Maybe fucking Val was the agent of Harambe as well, and this is my fucking comeuppance.
I mean, it does serve you right for all your slanderous comments.
Yeah, I mean, that thought was definitely in your mind before it was spoken /
Oh,
typed.
100%.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway, yeah. So hopefully, we get some good matchups this week, boys, and we head into a the losers bracket games that don't matter much, but head into a couple good playoff games. Hopefully, I can beat the bye week. Genius. I thought he'd beat the bye week, but also now I'm not sure about him. So let's see what happens. But playoffs, baby. Playoffs.
You want to talk about playoffs?
Something the Lions will never know.
We've been quite a few times, actually, so.
Yeah, you got one and done.
We were there in 1960, so.
When's the last time the Lions have been to a Super Bowl?
When's the last time the Vikings have been to a Super Bowl?
1980 something.
Damn, that's like a really sad answer.
When's the last time the Lions went?
Bro, does it matter? It's been like at least 35 years for the both of you? You're both losers.
The Lions have never been to the Super Bowl.
Still pretty bad, bro.
That is pretty.
Listen, man, I want to hear that after the comments you said about me.
That's a hollow fucking victory, Matt. I hate to say it.
Listen,
Just like the white man are saying that stuff.
Oh my
4
God.
straight AFC championships with no Super Bowl to show for it, but 4 straight Buffalo Bills, baby.
Hey, we've been to Super Bowl 4 straight times too, or not straight times, but 4 times, and we lost all 4.
The Vikings won the NFL championship the year before they merged and became the Super Bowl.
See, that's pretty cool.
So the Vikings have one championship.
How about the Lions?
Prior to the Super Bowl era, the Lions have 4.
Yeah, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah, so 1935, 1952, 53, and 57.
Oh my god.
So
that's when Martha Ford was the owner, right? In the 30s?
Yeah, exactly. So one before World War II, and then the others after World War II.
Nice.
Yep.
And then never again.
And well, we'll see what happens this year because if we get into the playoffs, I don't know who wants to face us. So,
I mean,
I will never fucking forget. I'll never forget. Like, it was either the first or the second year living with Sean and going into his room and seeing on his wall the NFL schedule for the Lions, and every week he would update it, like with pencil, and he would have to go there to that piece of paper every week and write L.
And I remember that Lions book that had like multiple pages stuck together.
I don't know what book you're talking about.
A bunch of them shirtless, posing.
I remember you jumping off your bed.
If the Lions did like a calendar, would you buy it?
They do calendars. I had one a couple of years when I was in high school.
Never mind.
When did you ditch that and go with the NCIS calendar?
Yeah, I had the NCIS calendar. I think I actually took a pause on those, but I did them all the way up through college. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, but Jordan, I mean, I remember a time in college when you jumped off your bed when you shouldn't have.
We're bringing this sabotage up.
If you hadn't jumped off your bed, you would have been fine.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to speak too much on it because there is a lost earnings lawsuit coming your way because I was bound for professional sports. So,
all right.
The head coach at the time saw some tape of my pump fakes, and he said, "You got something, pal."
Video of you pump faking the fuck out of Wardle.
Pump faking him, he saw me Euro step Wardle. There's not too much that I haven't done in Wardle, to be honest.
You haven't held the Wardissy this year, though.
Yeah, that's true. And that hurts, so thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. All right, well, I'm gonna cut the pot off now. There we go.